Unfortunately, I didn't know about SICAP until I actually started working for them. And it has been an absolute, life-changing experience to grow professionally in an area in community development, which I'm very, very proud to be a part of. So Galway Rural Development, I suppose I heard a lot of talk about education, and I spent since 2011 studying community development, and I couldn't get a break for over a decade. And Galway Rural Development were able to see me for the man that I am today, and the skills that I bring, and they invited me into the team. I started on the Social Enterprise Regeneration Project first, which was providing training to social enterprises in Galway, Mayo, North Common. And I actually started my own social enterprise the very same week. While I was working on SIRP, then an opportunity came up in the SICAP team for a position in community education and disability support. And I went to the job and I got that, and I am a very, very proud member of the team. And I'd just like to say thanks to CEO Steve Dolan and my direct manager Anne Cassidy for challenging me every day to raise my standards, and for the wider team on all the programs that all support each other in everything that they do. So what I wanted to do was talk about some of the stuff that I've been proud of since I started working with Galway Rural Development. And one of those projects is here. It's Disability Westbrook Lodge. That's a disability day service, local enough to where I live, and interestingly, they're actually beside our family church. And I always thought it was the priest's house, but it was actually a disability day service that I never knew about. And one of the first things that we did was we were looking at ways in which to empower the individuals and for them to generate a bit of traded income for themselves and that type of thing. And we successfully supported them to set up their own coffee shop, the Friday coffee shop. And when they got all set up, one of the first things they did was they catered for a wedding of 110 people. That was huge, and really, really empowering stuff they're doing there. We also give them a little bit of support with regards to tools, so they actually send planters and that type of thing, swings for gardens, benches. So if you're looking for a bit of garden furniture, Ability Westbrook Lodge will gladly do some work for you. Another really, really good project, this actually came on the back of SIRP. So with the Brothers of Charity, Marie Dillon, she came to us with an idea. It was to set up a coffee shop. So she got some of the training on setting up a social enterprise on SIRP, but she stuck around with her vision, and today they have a fully functioning coffee shop in Athlone Primary Care. There's a number of people working there now in supported employment, and if you're ever in Athlone and you fancy spending a few quid socially, pop into the Green Bean in Athlone Primary Care and meet the lovely staff there. It's one of our favourite projects. Some of the other stuff then as well, it's actually gas. I met one of the guys off social farming, so massive shout out to social farming and Mayo Community Development as well, and Gilder Fatty. Social farming was quite the hit with a lot of the people that we were working with. And yesterday we were at an early schoolie with a fair in Galway in Ballyvan. And one of the first participants spotted me there. I hadn't seen him in a while, but he went around then recruiting everybody to my table for referrals. So thanks to him, now I have a load of emails in my inbox that I have to go back to. But nice to see you anyways. And another really cool project that we used to do was community spirit drumming, which we still do. And what we love about that, everybody connects to the beat. Everybody connects through joy, sound, and that type of thing. But it's any ability, any age, any ability, any age, any capacity. You can get involved. There's nothing stopping you from getting involved in drumming, and it's great to be a part of it. And when you feel the energy and you see the smiles, it's a really, really nice way to spend an hour or two. On the right there then as well, for Make Way Day, we had a really interesting kind of focus group where we looked at pinch points in Portumna and Galway. And when we were finished with that focus group, we were contacted by the regeneration team for the outcomes of our focus group. And it was good to see that SICAP work contributed to streetscape design, and listening to what the people that struggle with access was saying about what needs to change, which was really, really cool. Another project that's not on the slides, it was a summer camp that we did one time. It was for children with different needs, and what the challenges are is that they can't get summer camps anywhere. So through our work with SICAP, we managed to secure some SNAs to host a week-long summer event. And there was a young lad that walked in that was nearly as big as me, and he beat his chest and he looked around and he was delighted to be there. But his father was behind him as well when he walked him in, and you could see like he was kind of apprehensive walking in. But when the child ran in, you could see him just relax for a second or two. And it was there and then like that I realised the impact of our work on a very, very small scale. And I was quite moved coming home from the project. You know, it's a memory that stays with me, and it reminds me of the importance of the work that we do. Another group of people that we work with, and that's my son there now with the blue cap on, but I'm very, very fond of the traveller communities, you know. When I was, let's say when we were young lads, you know, we needed some help from adults or whatever when we were living alone. It wasn't the upwardly mobile people that would come around to check in on us. It wasn't the statutory services that came around to check in on us. It was people from the traveller community to make sure that we had food in our bellies and that we were looked after. And I had a love for the community, and I know they'd had a love for me as well. But the Dublin International Film Festival was huge, you know. We did a small SICAP project, and it was called Life on the Road. We did it in collaboration with the HSC, and did a mini kind of a podcast documentary, and then it actually premiered up in the Dublin International Film Festival. And we were really, really proud to play a little part in celebrating life on the road and travel and culture. The justice space, I know a lot of, one of the KPIs now, or sorry, one of the target groups is people with criminal histories, and I'd be one of those people, you know. And what has happened through my work is we've been working with the Department of Justice. There we invited Jim O'Callaghan down to Tune Community Training Centre, where I was a trainee. Through my work with SICAP, I'm now on the board, and we're looking at ways in which to regenerate a whole street. So we'll be on to your minister at the DRCD to see what we can tap into there and do a bit of cross-departmental collaboration. But yeah, so we do a lot of work with the department, probation, the Irish Prison Service, and you would have had to look very, very hard to get a picture of me with the guards a number of years ago. Relationship building then as well. One of the really, really cool events we did this year on the national, I know we do local, but we do national stuff as well. Right the Way was absolutely fantastic. That was in Indeed HQ with an employer that's really, really supportive to us in many ways. And we had a panel discussion of people with different needs, talking about the impact and the purpose that working with Mr. Price gives them. And there was one person who was doing sign language like that as well, and you want to see his smile. He just lit up the room, and he was full of energy. It was class. So relationship building is huge to me, and I know like a lot of different SICAP teams and different local development companies. I'd really like to get to know you all a lot better as well. It's huge. Relationship building is massive, and I love to draw on best practice from all different organisations and bring it on home and see how I can apply it to my role with Galway Rural Development. Talking about that employer, there was actually a news segment there yesterday. So with my other work, there were 70 people hired by this company in the last 12 months. With my Galway Rural Development work, there's about 35 in the east of the county. You know, that's where we're kind of working. It's absolutely transformed the lives of a lot of people, Mr. Price and Adele McSorley. Next week we're in Indeed HQ, where we're having a big event called Generation Change, and the whole idea about that is we're inviting employers into the room to give people with criminal histories employment, national employers, and we're pulling on all those levers for SICAP as well. So if you have any referrals anywhere in the country, let me know and I'll work with you on that as well. So final thoughts, empowerment, you know, Galway Rural Development certainly empowered me. You know, and I spend my time empowering them as well. Reciprocity is a massive word, a bit of give and take. They've supported me to do what I want to do. They've employed me. But they're not just employers, you know, they're friends, and they're people that challenge me to be the best version of myself every day. And I challenge them to be the best version of they are every day as well. But I challenge you as well, like, you know, I heard a lot of talk about funding and the need for funding. We go around every day and we empower people, we empower social enterprises, we empower local community groups. But I challenge you to think about how you can empower yourselves, how you can identify opportunities to help your local development company grow, and to ensure that you're not scrambling around for funding when the time comes. Thank you to the DRCDG for having me here today, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.